OK, now the first exhibition major exhibition actually, for over 25 years, of the Sussex artist Edward Burra opens tomorrow in Chichester.
It's the biggest single artist show ever held by the Pallant House Gallery.
Now, Edward Burra may not be a household name, but his work is highly sought after, and he's considered to be one of the great British artists of the 20th century. Mark Sanders has been to see the work.
Edward Burra recorded the rhythm of life in the Jazz Age. He adored the music and he stayed in Harlem in the early 1930s. He loved painting the nightlife. It was daring work for a sickly boy from a well-to-do Sussex family. But Burra the man and his art always had an edge.
His mother gave him money to treat an enlarged spleen, and instead of going to have the operation, he went and got himself a tattoo in the Waterloo Road, which was 1928. And so he would go off on these trips. At one point, apparently, he went off to post a letter and came back several weeks later, having been to America.
Edward Burra worked almost exclusively in watercolour, but his paintings are never wishy-washy. They're vivid and intense. He achieves such strong colours by using spit to mix some of the paints. Throughout his life, Burra suffered from poor health. He could hardly hold a brush because of arthritis. Burra wanted his pictures to do the talking. He hated discussing his art, as this awkward appearance on camera illustrates.
Why don't you show the pictures? I don't know what all this personality has to do with it exactly. But I suppose you have to have that.
Home was always Sussex. Edward Burra lived near Rye and painted the countryside and coast he'd known since a child. In the last decade of his life, Burra recorded how he saw the British landscape being scarred by development.
What you see are motorways, pylons, electricity, things like that, crossing these beautiful landscapes. You could, in a way, read the current environmental concerns about the landscape into that work.
I think the countryside in this part of the country has distinctly changed, especially along main roads.
Edward Burra could smoke like a chimney, drink like a fish and paint like an angel. But judge the work for yourself. The exhibition opens to the public tomorrow. Mark Sanders, BBC South Today, Chichester.
Fabulous work, definitely worth a look. And it's a man I would have loved to have met.
Sounds like quite a character, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'd love to have met him. OK.